big hello and a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna. This week, Brand Equity travels at lightning speed covering a variety of subjects. Our top story, analyzing the FMCG sector's latest obsession, the health and wellness segment. Is it working in India or are marketers in denial? After years of monopoly, large agency networks are finally feeling the heat with the new creative shops in town, giving them a run they've never imagined. And last but not the least, Brand Equity does a bakra on Balki and quizzes him on his latest creation, the IDEA 3G campaign. Baked biscuits, low-fat chips, probiotic yogurt, atta noodles, the list is endless. Health is clearly what the FMCG sector is betting big on. But has that bet been thought through? Is the average Indian consumer convinced? Does he really care about the number of calories he consumes? And are marketers jumping onto this health bandwagon a little too quickly? Nikita Saxena gets you all these answers.
Fitness has never been this in. And if the current plethora of low-calorie products flooding the market is anything to go by, then the Indian consumer can now literally have his cake and eat it too. But does the Indian consumer really care? Or is it just another case of an oversold marketing myth?
NutriChoice Health Starter Kit.
An imitation of successful Western trends and a non-existent demand to an indifferent consumer.
50%, 60% of America is clinically obese. What they require to add to their diet is completely different from what the Indian needs to add. There is a point at which you should stop your mental gymnastics and just watch the data. If the data says that after years of availability, something has only acquired a 2% share, maybe the consumer just doesn't want it.
What is happening in the competitive world of food, that you're finding it more and more difficult to be innovative. You're finding it more and more difficult to come up with something which is completely new. So everybody is trying to look for a point of differentiation. You had one brand which said, I'm healthier, and then everybody joins the bandwagon. But I think health is perhaps the most abused word in India. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the world, but most certainly in India, because now we've taken it to an extent where you have refrigerators are healthy, and you have television sets which are healthy because they say, well, I cool better, and therefore the food inside it is healthier than in another refrigerator. So I mean, we're just taking health to an extent which is absolutely crazy.
Marketers, though, seem to think otherwise and are completely sold on the fitness through food phenomena. Companies like PepsiCo are investing heavily into product offerings like Aliva crackers, Quaker Oats and Tropicana 100%. While Britannia has made huge forays into the segment with the NutriChoice range of products. And Marico introduced products like Saffola Rest and Saffola Arise. Currently, the segment is growing at a healthy pace. For instance, atta noodles are growing at 54%, vis-a-vis maida noodles that are growing at 32.4%, and sugar-free gums that are growing at 37.5% compared to an 18% growth for regular gum. But even though there is exponential growth, the target group for these segments remains restricted.
Big things about Indian consumers is the whole desire to look good and feel good, as we call it. So the external manifestation of health comes in physical appearance, in beauty, in a good physique. I think one has to also give credit to the entertainment industry, which kind of shapes a lot of what the thinking is in the minds of consumers. I think all of that comes together and people realize that to get there, it's a combination of a healthy lifestyle, it's a combination of products which could give them some solutions to getting healthier. So it's all come together. So we feel as marketeers at PepsiCo that, this is not a trend which is short term, it's a very permanent trend, and health and wellness is really here to stay.
India is the diabetes capital of the world. We have 50 million diabetics in the country. Yeah? We are soon going to be, I think we almost are, but we will soon be the heart disease capital of the world. Yeah? So there is no data, there is nothing that suggests that the consumer is not ready. Our estimate is it's growing upwards of between 25 and 30%.
But while expectations run high and optimism in the industry encouraging, the facts remain. Despite the growth rate looking promising, the target group for this segment is just too narrow for comfort, accounting for a very minuscule part of revenues. take a look at the sales numbers. Sugar-free gum only makes up for 6% of the sales when compared to regular gum. The story is the same in case of baked biscuits that make a little over 1.5% of the entire biscuit segment. Atta noodles that account for a similar 4.3%. And finally, baked chips that have not even managed to cross the 1% mark in the chip segment. Add to this the danger of turning too niche with premium pricing, high cost of production, compromise on taste, and what you get is a lackluster response from takers who are too few and far in between. A case in point being Pepsi Max, PepsiCo's sugar-free cola, which stands without a trace in less than a year of its launch in August 2010. A more recent example being Parle Monaco Smart Chips. The company was forced to withdraw its baked chips offering due to absolutely no traction in the market.
Manufacturers who want to introduce healthy products, they generally face this challenge. How to balance taste with health. So most of the healthy products right now which are available, they are not so tasty. That is how it is driving away some consumers. Currently, whatever options available in this area, they are all premium product range. Companies are definitely extracting value from consumers in terms of pricing. They see the opportunity to price the product at a premium price.
I think the biggest challenge in addressing consumer perception is the need to deliver sufficient level of sampling and trials. Because the business is small, because the pie is very narrow right now, a large number of people we realize haven't at all tried the product.
The truth is that the takers for this category will always remain limited and niche, at least in India. So our companies who are staunch believers in the health and wellness space being India's next growth market, blissful in their ignorance,
is to make their offerings more relevant to a larger set of consumers. So there is a segment which is interested in healthy food. But the question will always be that is it a sustainable market, or are there enough sustainable occasions on which you can position a health food?
I sometimes get the feeling that a lot of marketing people have just been parachuted. They were born in Oklahoma and got parachuted into Gurgaon. A lot of the issues with internationally and within quotes health products is that they are coming from an alien environment, and you are saying that because it is good according to Mr. Atkins or whoever else, therefore you, Mrs. Kulkarni, must also consume this. And that Mrs. Kulkarni turns her back and goes back to eating her poha.
healthy eating and calorie counting notwithstanding, nothing beats the satisfaction of eating food that tastes as good as this does. The writing on the wall is clear. Health is not a priority for the Indian consumer right now. And while overzealous marketers may beg to differ, the hype behind the health and wellness segment may well remain. But that doesn't change reality, unless companies now change themselves to suit the Indian palate instead of it being the other way around.
Well, on that note, time to grab a quick snack. You do the same, and we'll be back in just a moment telling you how the new advertising entrepreneurs are shaking up the industry.